Hello everyone, Anthony Cheer of the Bloody Point. So today I wanted to post this little video showing a situation which was kind of instructive, shall we say, amusing also. So here you see I'm placing a router. I'm choosing to place it outdoors simply because due to the distance there are no real indoor locations that are what I would consider to be likely to not be discovered. The building here with the shield gen is in range, but you run the risk of somebody, overloading the gen, and then the enemy goes there to counter that, and then sees the router. And in fact, that is what happened later. I did put the router in that building, and people continuously drew the enemy to it. It was unnecessary. As you know, you can enter the building through this particular access point. When with low pop situations, it's not like you're going to be prevented from entering through those doors. There's not enough people to stop you, so there's no need to overload the gen. But people traded that for the gen's spawn, and it was really annoying. In any case, so what I wanted to show here is the concept of preparing a position. At certain population levels, you'll find yourself either be solo trying to take a base or with a small number of people. It can also happen in higher population times, but if you're attacking somewhere else on the lattice, and you need to multiply your force strength by playing as a class which can do that. Engineer, of course, is one of them, with its ability to place the turrets and the anti-personnel mines, etc. It's also effective in my case because I favor the underbarrel grenade launcher, which can help you as well. The turret is not necessarily intended to kill the enemy. I tend to use it more as an alarm and to tell me where the enemy is. It also it points in the direction of the enemy, of course, and if the enemy attacks it, then it reveals them on the map as they fire their weapon. And you also force them to use up some ammo and possibly even have to reload so you can catch them, and it's effective in that regard. The turret can help kill people in some cases if you place it in view of a mine. I do that often with anti-personnel mines where you won't get the kill exclusively from the turret, but in any case I find it useful. So here I've put myself in an overwatch position where I have a good point of view above the point. You expect the enemy, generally speaking, to come from the spawn. It's not always the case, but it's a good bet, especially in these low population times. The idea, of course, is to defend the point as long as possible, but also there are other considerations. In the case of the tech plant, there are secondary objectives, the shield generators, as well as the SCU. The SCU is extremely important. You can make your task a lot easier when you're doing this by yourself or with a small number of people by preventing them from being able to spawn. You also need to deal with the vehicle terminal as well. If you are planning on that, then you'll want to take that out first, most likely, since if there's anybody surviving, then they'll just pull a vehicle and spawn that way. So of course I'm in a vulnerable position. I have a door open right behind me, but most likely if anyone were to come from there, they'd be a light assault and I'd hear them, so I would have some warning. So I'm not too concerned, but tactically speaking, this isn't necessarily something you want to emulate, but you have to keep in mind all the considerations. In this case, I have myself positioned so that I should be able to see the enemy as they approach. I will get some cues, of course, from the turret. The main goal here is to hold the point as long as possible, because for this particular base and with many other bases that have the shield generator, or rather, sorry, the SCU, the halfway point in the capture is when it becomes vulnerable, and I want to hold it as long as possible. Okay, so here I can see the guy. I landed that shot. Some more damage there. That's 3, 4. Now, he doesn't seem to know where I am exactly. I think maybe he's figured it out. So he's not dead, obviously. I could see from his profile what class he was, so let's see. Okay, so preparation in the particular case of a fixed position is extremely important. As I said, when you're a solo player, you can get a lot of bang for your buck. So as you can see, I'm full health and my shield regenerated, and I've successfully gotten to the halfway point. I'll make the decision now to leave the position and head to the SCU. I'm gonna sit here a bit and perhaps catch him. But the idea is to hopefully, I assume I'm facing two people. Like I can see from the percentage above the mini map that there's two people here. I don't know if I'm actually fighting both. One might be AFK, but you want to make sure that you're liberated to perform the action you're wanting to do. In this case, attack the SCU by either killing the person and having time while they respawn, or just trade places with them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the capture point position. Given that I was in a particular location, he decided to approach from the other side. I fire off a round to have them think that I'm still there, and there's the gun going off. So this gives me the opportunity to deal with the shield, this SCU. One thing you see is another reason why I like the grenade launcher is it one-shots turrets. It's also a fairly silent weapon. I mean, the grenades can do damage, of course, when they detonate, but they also do some damage when they don't detonate. And I've literally sat under a sunderer with my ammo packed down, with people, passing by, just plinking away at it and destroying it. It just makes a certain small sound. If you fire at distance, it leaves a kind of a trail, a vapor trail, which is visible, but in general, it's pretty silent. So now that I've given up my position, a nice little headshot. That was beautiful. So now I've given up my position on the point, but it looks like somebody else has spawned in my router. The problem here is going to be, being in two places at once.
Rise to the moment, you can prevail.
Okay, so mission success on the SCU, but unfortunately that tank has found my router and it's been destroyed. So thank you guys for watching. I hope this was fun, and see you in game.